Hi everybody, this is Ellie. Thanks so much for joining me today for a flip through of the month of June in my Papertess Designs B6 planner. I am still in and still loving my cover from Elysian Paper, and this is an old charm from Baumkuchen that I have on the elastic. I received this card in an order from Mei Illustrations, and she is the artist who has done my profile picture that you'll see here and on Instagram. I love her style, and this card is just so lovely. The colors go with this cover and the vibe of this whole setup so beautifully. So I've just tucked it in there, and I love seeing her peeking out. Let's check in on my few spreads that I have at the front. Nothing new in my index. My yearly overview is still going strong. I just set up the last 6 months of the year in my July setup video. So still tracking my cycle, my social media numbers, and any YouTube videos that I post. Nothing in these pages yet, or possibly ever. We will see what happens, but I'm not worried about it. And then we have my yearly color palette and my word for the year, as well as any quotes that I come across that speak to it. Then we flip to June itself. As I've mentioned before, I use my monthlies in a very functional and simple way. I really only use it right now to track any birthdays, events, special occasions, appointments, and things like that. In the summer, I also have my brother's baseball games penciled in. I do have a color key that I use, so red for appointments and blue for special occasions and events. And I do color in my signifiers when they are completed. I haven't done anything with my brother's baseball games, but maybe going forward I will color in the little circles of the games that I actually attend. I usually flip to this intentionally once a week so that I can make sure whatever is coming up is in my weekly overview spreads. And beyond that, I do have the tab right on this monthly spread. So whenever I'm flipping to a particular month, this is where it lands, and I just love keeping it fresh in my mind that way. So even if I'm not specifically coming here to look for something, I'm still glancing at it, and again, that just helps keep things in the front of my mind. That's one of the reasons that I love having my monthlies, my weeklies, and my dailies all bundled together like this. The spread after the monthly, I have used the same all year. I have my moving into June prompts that I fill in at the beginning of the month, and my June reflections, which I fill in at the end. I love revisiting these in all of my planners that I've done them in. It just gives me such a nice snapshot of what I was up to at that time, maybe what I was reading, listening to, how I was feeling. In June, I see I read a book I really enjoyed, The Storied Life of A.J. Fikry. We celebrated some special events, watched a lot of baseball, and even when I change kind of the layouts of these prompts and reflections, the guts stay the same and they're just really fun. I really enjoy these pages. And then that takes us right into the bulk of the month, which is the weekly overview and the daily pages. So you'll see the weekly overview is usually pretty blank. I only put in day-specific tasks, any birthdays or events, appointments, special occasions. I do like to keep a running task list of things that I'd like to get to during the week but are not day-specific. And I've also started incorporating a tracker for my Instagram posts. Basically what I do is I will just brainstorm a few posts that I might like to make that week, and then I will jot them down here. Ideally, I will take pictures for 3 to 4 posts at the same time because it's just easier for me that way. And then I decide when or if I want to post them. Having it like this is helpful because I can see which day I last posted, because left to my own devices with no tracking at all, it might be 5 to 7 days before I realize I haven't posted. Because it's something I want to be more consistent with, this is really helpful. The other thing that has changed a little bit for June is that I am adding in some stickers. In the first couple of months in this planner, I kept it to pen and paper only, and that was so refreshing. I love the look of it, the feel of it, how simple it was, but I also realized I was starting to miss how stickers just pull the eye and give you that quick visual glimpse of something you were doing or something I was feeling. So I'm just trying to find a balance between mostly pen with a few stickers here and there to highlight and the occasional bit of decor if there's blank spaces on a page that I want to fill up. In terms of the layout itself, you'll see I'm sticking to my 2 columns here. This is such a tried and true layout for me, and it's pretty much my default. I was doing this in my A5 voice term a couple of years ago when I was in a true bullet journal, meaning a blank notebook where I was putting in all the spreads myself. So little bits of stickers here. It's helpful for me to use the Tombow to highlight each new day. It's just much easier for me to see that separation. I could see that we celebrated a birthday here. We had a little leak that got to some photos, so I remember here we had to hang a number of them up to dry. They're a little damaged, but you can still see what they are, so it worked out. We have my weekly reflection here. Something that I've started doing this month is using whatever fountain pens I have inked up to complete my weekly reflection. It just helps it feel like more of a special routine and process. So for the weekly reflections, I just literally look back at my weeks, at my dailies. I take note of what I've done, how I felt, what I didn't get to, and I try to pinpoint things that I can do moving forward that will help me feel the way that I want to feel. I also use a little sticker here from Planner Monkey Co., this little fountain pen, and I just wrote down the pen and the ink that I have in here in case I ever want to reference that. We had blank pages this week, that's okay. And then I started trying a new layout. So I have this stencil from years ago on Amazon. I don't believe it's available anymore, but I do think there's someone in the community who makes stencils now. If I find her, I will link her in the description. But I pulled that out and I decided to play with a new layout, and I'm really liking this. So this is all the same. Weekly overview used the exact same way, task list, tracker, and then I've just traced in the numbers here, day of the week, and I still have the line separating my signifiers from my writing. I can see I was playing with ink with my first chapters journal. And this column is great because along with the actual date, I was using it to mark anything kind of special or different. So here there was a collaboration release that I was trying to get my hands on. And I really just like how this looks. It's different, it's clean still, but it's fun. I don't know, it's just different, and sometimes I want different. I also really enjoy just tracing these. I found it very satisfying, and then coloring it in with the Tombow for the month. So I can see I went shopping, I was working on a YouTube video, some happy mail arrived. My brother had a doubleheader for baseball this day, and we had plans for a Father's Day dinner, so that's in this column here, Father's Day itself. And just a larger sticker here from my friend Cecilia at Scientist Plans to kind of fill in that space left at the end of the week. My weekly reflection, so things that I wanted to do moving forward. Here I broke it down into categories, so things that give me a sense of mastery or accomplishment, and things that fulfill me on a personal level. This week we had some appointments and special events marked in along with my tasks. I'm keeping the same layout and really enjoying it. Oh, this week, instead of fully coloring in the numbers, I just outlined them and then used the blending brush to try and give it more of an ombre effect. That's just a fun little moment that I enjoyed each day. Oh, on this day, I reached 6,000 subscribers on YouTube. I tried to write the 6 in like a new fun way, but it just looks like a G to me. So every time I flip past this, I think it says good, which I mean, it is good. I am so thankful for all of you for being here and for your support, whether it's watching my videos, liking, commenting, watching the ads. I appreciate all of you, so thank you. But it's fun to see it here sticking out. After my mind reads good, I remember, no, that's a little YouTube icon. That says 6,000. Here was the June solstice, and oh, we could see Venus at my brother's baseball game. So I just love how these little bits here really make it pop. I had an appointment and just wrote some notes there in red. And I think this is my favorite. I love having the columns, but I especially love having little bits here. So I think going forward, if I were to use this again, maybe even if there wasn't kind of a special note to make, I would possibly do a highlight of the day or a memory or something. I don't know. We will see, but for the rest of it, I really only put something in here if it was out of the ordinary. And on the 24th, I met up with Lauren and Maria. So Lauren is Theory of Lauren here on YouTube and Instagram, and Maria is A Papery Life on Instagram. And we got to have brunch and then hang out at a cafe with a ton of delicious baked goods, and we just chatted planners and life, and it was as lovely as always. I had some more space again at the end of the week, and this week I just used my Tombow Foodnosuke to put in a quote that spoke to me. And I am really just loving this planner. The flexibility to add the quote if I wanted to add, where is it, the stickers, to change up the layouts. All of this feels so inviting and kind of homey to me. Like, it feels cozy in a way that it's not all the exact same, which of course there's nothing wrong with that. I spent the entirety of last year in the Wonderland 222, which was a very structured planner, and I used it that way and loved it. But right now this is what I'm feeling, and it's feeling good. My reflection, and oh, this was a meme I had found on Instagram and posted to stories, but I just enjoyed it so much that I printed it on my Pooli printer and kept it in my planner pages. And then we are coming up on the last week of June already. So I stayed with this layout. Here I see I have some Instagram ideas I didn't get to posting, so they will either just not be posted if I don't like them or want to do it anymore, or more likely I will just migrate it to next week and try and do it then. I am not at all strict with myself about this. It's just a really helpful way for me to see what I've been doing and how consistent I've been. Finished reading my book here, working on a YouTube video. I can see last time I filmed. And then we moved into July. So I just wrote the little header here, so again, I can see it quickly when I'm flipping through. I did change the colors between months, but it's hard to tell. This is more of a blue-green and this is more of a blue, but they're both very light Tombow colors. So this header helps instead of just relying on my brain to clock the change between those blues. Hung out with my family that day, did some baking with my mom, and finished my weekly reflection, and that was the end of the month. As I've mentioned, I have really enjoyed June in this planner. The ability to change up layouts when I need or want to is really refreshing for me. I think it's especially helpful at this time of the year when a lot of people are starting their new planners for the second half of the year, because I always feel that pull to set up a fresh planner. It's always so exciting. I watch everybody set up videos because I love them. But because I can change things so much in here, it helps kind of mitigate that missing out feeling. And it's also because I started this planner in April, so I haven't been in here since January, so this still feels pretty fresh to me. But just having the option to change things up and add stickers, not add stickers, play with different layouts, all of that is fun and keeps it fresh to me. So let me just do a quick flip through of the pages without me chattering. Is it a cliche to say that I can't believe June has gone by so quickly? Because it's true. We are moving into the heart of summer now, and if you are somewhere where it's summer, I hope you are able to stay cool in the heat. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today. If you enjoyed this video, please feel free to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.